Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and is that the first time I've ever seen Buffalo? And welcome to Red Dead Redemption. I'm 7FootDustBunny, and I must apologise that last week we didn't have an episode. Essentially, work has been pretty hectic of late, and I just ran out of time. I just did not get the time to record. I managed to get time to do the Imperial episode, but I just did not get time to check in to whether there was an epilogue for Red Dead, which it turns out there is, and get around to recording it. But we are now going to head in here to Blackwater. Now, I don't quite know how this all works out, to be honest. I know that there is an epilogue. I don't know much about it, and obviously it's fairly late at the moment, so I don't suppose we can get in here. No, I mean, this is where Ross used to work, but we can't go in beyond that, and I'm guessing we can't go behind like the teller or speak to him. I'm gonna say no. So yeah, I'm basically, the idea is we come in. I expected there would be some sort of quest. Maybe we should check out the tavern and see. Oh no, remember my family. Okay. So that's it. This is where we need to go. Remember my family. I guess it's kind of fitting that the weather is very drab and it's very dark, given, you know, the situation. So this is, I guess, how many years on? I guess a good number of years on. The Jack's now, I don't know what he's doing, looking for Ross, I assume. Or gonna speak to this guy. Who's this guy?
Hello, sir. You work with the government? You one of them agents?
Sure, son. Why you ask?
Did you work with a man named Edgar Ross? I have something for him.
Edgar Ross? No, but well knew of him. A fine man if you wanted results. Won himself a chest full of medals. I think he went and retired about a year ago. Last I heard, him and his wife moved out to a cabin on Lake Don Julio. Lucky guy, getting to take it easy. He's fighting crime in this dump, that's for sure.
Thank you for the information, mister.
Okay. So, Lake Don Julio. Go and find his wife. That seems to be the kickoff anyway. Where is Lake Don Julio though? Is it going to give me markers? Yeah, I guess so. It is going to give me markers for this. So Lake Don Julio is where we're going, and that is quite a ride. So where's horse? Horse! Holy crap! Horse, there is no need to like take out the locals. Just let me get on. I am definitely not as smooth as my father. Okay, so I'm gonna make the journey over to Lake Don Julio, and I guess we're gonna meet Edgar Ross's missus, which will be interesting given that well, he incarcerated me and John's wife for quite some time, but I guess he didn't hurt them, so we'll bear that in mind. Okay, so as dark as sin as it may be, for which I can only apologise, hopefully YouTube won't make it that bad, this looks like the spot, and it looks like we're here. I did say meet his wife, so I don't know if Ross is actually going to be here. As I say, I'm going to bear in mind the fact that Ross didn't actually harm Abigail or Jack, but I can understand Jack's quest for revenge. So
Excuse me,
I'm
ma'am.
assuming that's where this
Hello,
is going.
young man.
Hi.
What are you doing out here? Are you out visiting the lake with your family?
No, ma'am. I was looking to deliver a letter to Edgar Ross.
That husband of mine. That bureau just won't get its talons out of him, even though he's retired. Edgar gave them some of the best years of his life. They ought to let him retire in peace. They'll not rest till they've killed him with worry, and he's such a sensitive man. I'm sorry, I shouldn't get so angry. I don't suppose any of this is your fault. There's no need to worry about him nowadays.
Well, where is he?
He and his brother Philip went hunting on the south side of the San Luis River. Be careful crossing over. They were saying it was dangerous.
I sure will, ma'am. And don't worry about a thing. I'm sure your husband will be just fine.
Yeah, that doesn't sound at all menacing. I'm sure that eased her mind perfectly. So, go find the Ross brothers near Rio del Toro. So that's on the south side. Hello. Lights, camera, action. We're not going to bother with lights, camera, action. But I guess the best way is going to be to go down here. So this is going to be another fair trek by the looks of it. Because we've been trekking quite a way thus far. But looks like going to be another fair trek to get over there. Okay, so we're on approach now. We're definitely in the area. And I've got to admit, I've got mixed feelings about this. Because Jack was, like, destined to be a writer. I'm not sure revenge is really what I want for Jack. I mean, I want Ross to get his comeuppance, but at the same time, you know, this seems like it's just going to make him an outlaw and perpetuate the cycle. And surely this is not what John would have wanted.
Hey there, mister. How's the hunting?
Oh, pretty good, son. Got me a few rabbits, coyote, elk. Still looking for some trophies for the parlor.
I've got a letter here for Edgar Ross. You know him? I heard he was down in these parts with his wife.
Yes, I know him. He's my brother. Gone down river, duck hunt. Must be a pretty important letter to have come all this way.
Oh, yes, sir. Real important. I'll be on my way home as soon as I deliver this message.
You best be off then. Just don't get on his bad side. He's got a filthy temper.
I
won't be back here for a while.
This is the thing. Like, so Ross didn't actually kill John's family. So I don't want to kill his brother, but at the same time, it's like, we're just going to perpetuate the cycle here, surely. You know, what if his brother comes after me, though his brother's an old man? So it's doubtful, but maybe as a younger man? Does Edgar have a son? You know, will he come after me for revenge? It seems like we're perpetuating a cycle that we don't want to promote. I kind of wanted better for Jack, really. And this is why, you know, I was upset I didn't see it coming with John, but I can understand that it was coming. You know, to some extent. He was always going to get betrayed. But still. I don't know. This seems like it might not be what John would have wanted the outcome to be. So we're not going to just shoot the guy.
You Edgar Ross?
Do I know you?
Forgive me for startling you, sir, but I have a message for you. My name is Jack Marston. You knew my father.
I see. I remember your father.
I've come for you, Ross.
And you, boy, have sure as shit found me.
You killed my father.
Your father killed himself with the life he lived.
You killed it.
Sort of.
I saw you.
You keep saying that.
You sent him to do your dirty work. Then you shot him like a dog.
And I'll shoot you like one too.
And that was
piece
wrong.
of trash. Now get out of here before I kill you as well.
I ain't going nowhere, old man.
Oh god, we're gonna duel. I suck at this. Okay. Moment and... Oh, that was close. Though we got him. Yep. I'm not sure that's right for you, Jack. I'm not sure what that makes you now. I mean, other than an outlaw. Which kind of makes you your father. And I don't see much redemption there. So, in looking into this, I discovered a couple of things. There's honestly, there's a little Easter egg I'll show after the credits. And just out of my own morbid curiosity, I'd quite like to take Jack to go and see Bonnie. I don't know if there's anything there or any interaction. It would be really interesting to see. But I'm going to let the credits roll, so feel free to skip ahead. And then after that, we'll be hitting on with a couple of Easter eggs and going to see Bonnie.
Mi neshama es demora, estar en tu poder.
And there we go. That was Remember My Family completed. Now, I'm going to go down and see if we can actually loot Edgar Ross. Because, why not? But I think he's too much in the water. I don't think we can push Edgar back out the water. I mean, this is the very definition of we should be, like, leaving the crime scene at the moment. I think we're just going to head up and literally run over to Blackwater, where I want to show you the first of the little Easter eggs. Okay, so we're back in Blackwater, and 'tis my understanding that if we go over to this guy,
Sorry, I was miles away.
we can get a newspaper and we can read this. As the guy just said, there's a few interesting little hints here. So, war breaks out in Europe. War has been declared across Europe following events that we still do not understand, and no one will ever be able to quite explain. Germany is fighting France, Britain is fighting the Ottomans, Australia has wisely agreed to fight Austria, a nobleman was killed in Sarajevo, triggering events for reasons that are still unclear. Although no fighting has yet happened in Sarajevo, nor anywhere nearby, which is lucky, as we are not quite sure where Sarajevo is, or was. Italy has promised to switch sides, Russia has promised to cover itself in greater glory, Poland has complained bitterly about its appalling neighbours and demanded independence, Belgium has said join the club, politicians and monarchs across Europe, most of whom are incestuously related, are promising that the war will be over by Christmas. America has mercifully stayed out of the conflict, and in declaring its neutrality and hopes for lasting peace has decided to encourage peace by selling arms to both sides. Now, this is a reference to the First World War, after I think the leader of Austro-Hungary was assassinated. Correct me if I'm wrong on my history there. Not an aficionado in it. And war broke out across Europe. So that is alluding to the kickoff of the Second World War. You'll see here, Edgar Ross retires after a lifetime of government service. Agent Edgar Ross, who was a government official who spent the past 7 years stationed in Blackwater with federal jurisdiction over all West Elizabeth, has retired. Among many other achievements, Mr. Ross is credited with eradicating native unrest in the region and eliminating some of the West's most wanted and dangerous criminals, including Bill Williamson, Dutch Vanderleer, collectively known as Dutch Vanderleer's gang. He was honoured with medals and outstanding service to his country, distinguished career and exceptional valour in the field of duty. Mr. Ross and his loving wife Emily have moved out to a cabin by Lake Don Julio in Joala Springs. Right. Treasure found, you see. A local man, Seth Bryars, walked out of the mountains in tall trees into Blackwater with a massive haul of gold and precious stones that he had apparently spent years of his life pursuing. Mr. Bryars, who was once a known associate of Moses Forth, denies any connection to the famous New Austin grave robbings by which Mr. Forth terrorized the dead in that region 3 years ago. Fair enough. That means that hopefully, I wonder if you can actually bump into Seth around here somewhere. I didn't check the bar for him, I should. Lando Ricketts died. Another piece of the Old West died last week, with news that legendary gunman Lando Ricketts passed away quietly in his sleep. Okay, I'm not going to go through into that. Shocking report claims cocaine bad for your health. Anthropologist turns savage. Yale professor Harold McDougall has been expelled from the university following a drunken brawl with a fellow academic, Lionel Forsky. So, there's a bit about there if you wish to read it, about what happened to McDougall. Marshal Johnson of Armadillo retires, which I think is the marshal we've been dealing with the whole time we were there. And what's this? We should not allow the war to interfere with commerce. It's still acceptable to buy the German Mauser pistols for sale with other gunsmiths. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, the paper's got quite a few nice little touches here. President Reyes denies that he is a tyrant despite massacre. So yeah, check out the local paper. It's got a whole bunch of little Easter eggs there, which has little hints at things that basically happened throughout the story, or that we touched upon in the story and then ties off their story. So oh no, this is the bar down here, isn't it? I'm basically right by the bar. So I just want to see if anywhere here. Where is the freaking bar? Let's go in here. I just wanted to see if Seth's in here. Because, you know, if Seth's done so well, you would think he'd be in here celebrating with a drink or two. But apparently not. Okay, so no sign of Seth kicking around here after his big find. But I suspect he probably is around somewhere. But whether there be any sort of interaction with him, I'm not sure. My next mission is just going to go and to see Bonnie. I want to see if there's any interaction there, and then we're going to call it a day. Okay, so here we are at McFarlane's ranch, and I'm intrigued. Doesn't look like there is anything here. Whether we can pop in and see Bonnie and just, you know, I was hoping maybe we could get Jack a job, you know, and he could find a better way to live his life than living as an outlaw. But it's not actually looking particularly promising. Anybody seen Bonnie?
I believe the new Spawn's catalog will be out soon.
Really? Okay. Lovely. We've got a house here. We got someone who will give us a mark to attack. But there is no Miss McFarlane. So that's a bit sad. I would have loved it that you could actually just have a short interaction there with Bonnie. And, you know, see if she offered you to live out your life working for them on the ranch. Or maybe, you know, sell you some cattle or work your own ranch. Of course, I don't know if we can still work our own ranch here. You'd have to tell me to some extent. Because obviously there is, was it, Bleacher's Hope is our ranch. So I guess we can effectively, in theory, not in game, work our own ranch and become a farmer. But with that, I think that's where we're going to leave it. And I'll say it's certainly been interesting to play Red Dead and actually learn the full story. I've got mixed feelings about the ending. To some extent, I'm not knocking them for killing John. I think that's the way it had to go down in the end. My only question is, I'm a bit, I guess, ambivalent about how Jack turned out. I was hoping he might find a way to live a better future. But who knows? Maybe in my world he will. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. Join us again in future for something else. Thanks a lot.